I got another great question. What's the best way to manage my time? So first, I'll put time management in position relative to other issues in productivity. And then we'll talk about using time well, which I think was the intent of the first question, but I can't answer it without doing the part A. Because managing your work and increasing your effectiveness in your work requires a shift from managing time to managing your attention and tasks. So there are several podcast episodes where I explore this idea, but the most recent one is episode 82, which is Don't Manage Time. Time is the constraint. And that episode will show you more detail about the value of making the mental switch and considerations when you move to managing your attention and tasks rather than managing time. So that said, we do have to allocate our time because it is the constraint on what we can do. It's a primary constraint on the amount of throughput that we have. So there are three key points that we'll cover about managing your work with respect to tasks and attention. And the first one is just that. Shift your focus from managing time to managing attention and tasks. Okay, we can control where we direct our attention and which tasks we engage in. Our goal, after all, is to be more effective with our effort and time. And that way we get better results with less wasted attentional effort. And that involves improving our attention and focus skills. So we have to learn to do this. Point number one, don't manage time, manage tasks and attention. The second point is to establish a reliable system for capturing and managing your tasks, your work. Keeping track of what you need to do without relying on memory or constantly recreating lists is a core challenge of productivity. An effective system requires a place to capture thoughts and ideas and new tasks. And we have to capture in real time as they occur to us. In that way, they don't get stuck in our head and cause bad things later, like distraction. So if we can get these items into a backlog, and a backlog is a technical term that means a structured list managed well and consistently. And the backlog does two things. It helps us confidently postpone work, which we have to do anyway. Confidently meaning we won't forget it. And it helps us manage the priority changes in our world. So establish a backlog and a reliable system for managing it. That's point number two. Point number three, when we've done all this and it actually is time to get work done, we want to implement structured work techniques like work blocks and time boxing. We'll spend a minute on each one of those. Work blocks are designated periods of time, typically reserved on your calendar, that we then use exclusively for focused work. Okay. So setting aside those times gives us opportunities to train our capacity for attention and really focus on what we've got going on. If you're in a shared calendar environment, it is vital that you put work blocks on your calendar. Otherwise, your teammates will use up a whole bunch of your available work time. With work blocks, you can start with short ones and gradually increase their duration over time as you get better at managing communications and the immediate nature of your work with a team. The second one is time boxing. Time boxing often is used within a work block, but it's a little bit different. In time boxing, you allocate a fixed amount of time to a task, and your goal is to complete the task within that specified amount of time. Now, this fights two big but subtle challenges. One is perfectionism in our work. We tend to overwork our work, shooting for perfectionism, which we can attain. Two is Parkinson's law, which is the name for the tendency for work to expand to fill the available time. And these two things are interrelated. So we want to avoid perfectionism. We want to avoid the work expanding. So we want to do the work in tight, focused time boxes. That forces us to focus intently and prioritize completing the task rather than just making progress on it, whatever that means. It also allows us to gather data on how long tasks take. That improves our future planning. So, point 3, structured techniques, work blocks, time boxing. Learn how to use those well. So, what the commonality here, emphasize proactive management of your attention and tasks. We do this through capture, backlog organization, structured work sessions. And that's really the content of the 3 points. So the first point, strengthen your attention and manage your tasks and let time take care of itself. We've got to deal with it. It doesn't have to be our primary focus. 2, establish a system for creating and maintaining a backlog of your work. Backlog is the key word there, a structured list. 3, implement work blocks and time boxes to make work completion a reflex action rather than an accident. So get out there and get your arms around these things, start doing them, and you'll do busy right. I'll see you soon.